Hello everyone, welcome to another Freshers Festival video. It's me, Denimir, and today I'm going to be talking about what it is like studying law. So the first question we've got today is, what is law and what kind of law degrees are there? So a law degree is essentially a degree that prepares young people and students to get into the legal profession or something commercial, whether it be business or statistics or data management, cybersecurity. It's just a way to get more analytical thinking and academic scholarly thinking before going into the practicing world of business or law. And there's quite a large array of degrees to study law within the UK. A lot of people don't really realise, but there's loads of ways to study it. For me, I do a dual LLB degree with a minor, well, it's actually a triple major degree, and I do European Legal Studies, so I am qualified to go straight into the English, Welsh or Northern Irish postgraduate programme for law, or I can go to the Scottish programme of law, or I can study a European Masters and go within a niche of a European country's law as well. But there's also other options out there available. If you go to an English university or the University of Glasgow, you can specifically do the 3-year common law LLB and then go straight into the LPC, which is your postgrad course, and become a solicitor or become a barrister. You can also do the normal single honours Scots law degree. You can also do the Bachelors of Law in England or Scotland. I'm pretty sure Stirling's one of the only places in Scotland that does the Bachelors though, and that's below the LLB level. It's not as specific to law or for legal practice as the LLB is, but it still gives you the grasp of law if you want to study it rather than practice it in the future. So one of the main questions that we ask ourselves is, with a law degree, what kind of prospects do we have after graduation? And this is one of the questions that I asked myself the most because I was so unsure of what I wanted to do. But with a law degree, your sort of possibilities are kind of endless with the transferable skills that you get through critical thinking and analysis within each course, which is genuinely very difficult. A law degree is very hard. A lot of places in business, in cybersecurity, and overall management in any sort of business or sort of venture, as well as law, is also useful as well. Within the legal profession, there's so many jobs: becoming a solicitor, advocate, barrister, counsel, social policy as well. You can do policy work instead. You can also go into politics. A lot of the UK's politicians and abroad politicians do law as a degree, just to help them better understand the system that they're going to work in for. And yeah, it's very much an open degree where there's endless possibilities after your degree if you make the most out of it. So the next thing that I'm going to answer today is about my experiences with law classes. I have got to say, compared to my friends that do other courses like English literature or social subjects or psychology and things like that, it is a lot more demanding. Just depends on what kind of university that you go to as well. Compared to my friends that also do doctors, do the medicine degree or STEM, engineering or architecture, I feel like all of our work is very much the same level and the same amount. So if you're not wanting to do a degree which is very rigorous and there's a lot of time spent on it, especially reading and writing, I would really suggest that it's not for you, just purely because of how academic it really is. I didn't realise that as well. I do struggle. I love academia and I love reading and writing, but I did not realise how much reading and writing there would be. Due to COVID, things have changed a little bit as well. There's not a lot. I've never had an in-person exam, so I could never quote on how hard that is, but in terms of online exams, they're still very rigorous. 1,500 to 2,000 word essays, three of them to do in 24 hours or 48 hours. There's just a lot of things to be doing, and there's also a lot of referencing and guidelines to sort of stick to. And one thing that you'll notice as well is with classes, due to the regulatory boards having a specific idea in mind of what they want you to study before you do become a solicitor or barrister, it can be quite hard to get some extra subjects in there, especially with the dual degree. I only got one module choice in the past 2 years, actually 2, but I chose a law module for my second year, which I kind of regret now. But yeah, it's a lot of work, there's a lot of pressure there, but as long as you enjoy what you're going to be studying and really look into it, I think you should make it work. An example of the few classes that I have taken over the past couple of years would be UK Constitutional Law, Trusts and Successions, Introduction to Legal Systems, English Legal Systems, Criminal Law, English Criminal Law, Tort Law, Comparative Law, Family Law. There's just a lot to go in depth with, and it's really interesting, and when you get to your honours there's a lot more choice here as well. The top 3 pros I think of the degree are definitely job prospects in the future, interesting professors with a lot of background and development within the legal system, and also just the fact that usually law courses have a lot of people in them. And the top 3 cons I would definitely say is time consuming, stressful, and also I don't know, there's a lot of upper classness and snobbery within law, I feel like, and it's really important to break that stigma as well. Especially in my experience, there's quite a lot of posh people in my course, and I'm certainly not posh, and just trying to like not let it get to you. I feel like the stress levels are also quite intense because everyone acts as if they know everything. Quick point out, they don't. We're all in the same boat, and just remember, if you do go into a law degree and it does seem quite intense, people are just trying to show off, and you'll literally be fine. And yeah. Lastly today we're going to be talking about the alternatives to a law degree programme, which I really want to make quite clear, because if I knew this now, I potentially wouldn't have gone into the law degree. There is the ability to choose another degree, as I mentioned earlier, to go into law, which is really useful, but one of the main things that people don't talk about nowadays is the apprenticeship programme for law. Although the pay might not be great, it's an apprentice wage for working at a city law firm. You learn on the job and it's more practical. It's kind of like what I've been told is like the baby bar for Kim Kardashian. Like, you don't have to go to university, but you're doing a lot of practical work with solicitors and you're learning on the job, which I feel is always better. As I say, you don't have a lot of people that do trades just learn everything theoretically. They go out and they do jobs and they get apprenticeships and do it that way, and I feel like that also works the same for law. If you work within it, you're more likely to get a better experience, and if you don't like the whole education layout, that's also something that's really good to look into. And of course you can still get your LLB after it as well. You can just submit some coursework while you're working away, but I've heard a lot of reviews on YouTube saying that it is one of the best experiences that they've had, so maybe just give it a wee look. But that's all I've got to say today, guys. I hope you've had an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the jump.